Hamburger Hill was, and I won't get on a soapbox. It had a lot of politics involved in it, and they wanted the 101st to send a company up there and chase the NVA off of it and take the hill and say we've got the high ground and we can still defeat the NVA, and it turned into a mess. I mean, they were just taking it inch at a time, foot at a time, going up there. The NVA decided they were going to send a division around to go up and just crush, the 101st battalions that were there. And I got a mission to go find where the division was and how they were moving, and identify a target box that the division was in. So identify the corners, and then give those coordinates to B-52 that were coming in, so they could come in and bomb them, take out as many as we could in the process. So I went out with my team, and we were kind of in the mountains. It was elevated. It was hot. So I had three people in my helicopter, three and the other rest of the team was coming in behind us. My helicopter was shot down, and we crashed. One of my guys was wounded in the helicopter on the way. The co-pilot was wounded on the way in before the helicopter lost power and fell. So we got in a bomb crater and kind of held them off pretty much most of the day. And that was, I had a broken back, couple of fractured vertebrae, couple of broken ribs. And then after I decided, and this is where later I got the idea to write the stress effect book. I realized that when your stress level goes up, your IQ goes down, emotional intelligence goes down, your ability to make effective decisions go down, and you do dumb things like, I'm going to crawl out there in the grass and get one of these guys and drag him back in the bomb crater with us, because he can tell us what's going on, where everybody is. Seemed to make sense. Mm-hmm. Except I could barely breathe. I could barely move. And then I went out there and found one and grabbed a hold of him, but he didn't want to cooperate and come back with me. So we got in a fight, wrestling around with him trying to shoot me. I eventually shot him in the shoulder, but I was so weak that didn't make much difference. And eventually, he turned the muzzle of my Carr-15 loose and just clobbered me right in the nose. But when he did that left my Carr-15 free now. And all of a sudden he realized I had moved it so the muzzle was about 6 inches or so from his cheek. And he knew I was getting ready to pull the trigger. There was nothing he could do. So I put about a 6-round burst into his head. So that ended that, but I managed to get back in the crater. Eventually they got us out and brought us back in. And, I was not doing well, but they gave me some pain med and, bandaged me up and said, I really need you to go back out tomorrow morning. We got to finish identifying the grid in this target box. So I used pistol belts without any pouches on them. I put several of those around my waist and lower back. I put a board back there with it, kind of padded it a little bit to give my back support. I didn't take a rucksack. I took a lot less than 50 magazines with me, just what I could carry, basically. inserted us back in. We ran into a bunch of them. We had a big fight all morning. And then I guess I got really stressed out and I said, I'm going to go get one. And our cubby said, that didn't work out well yesterday. I don't think you should do that. I said, well, I'm going to get one. So I went out and it didn't work out. So I had to kill them all. And he came back and they finally got us out. But by the time we got out, I had to, the target box identified. It was given to the B-52s, and 6 B-52s came in that evening. Each one of them dropped 110 500-pound bombs in that little rectangle. And that was the end of that division. So,
if you guys hadn't done that mission, what was that division going to do without you guys there?
They had a smaller element that was going to take us out. And they were going to continue going to where the 101st was because they really wanted to go crush them.
Yeah, so without you guys.
But, yeah, and they didn't, normally they would have brought another team in, but they didn't have another team available on that short a notice, especially when it had already been out there and knew where a lot of them were, because we'd put so many airstrikes on those guys. We'd probably kill 3,000 that first day. Once we got the B-52s in, I don't know if you've ever seen an arc light, but that's a lot of bombs, and it takes about 2 minutes. There's a flight of 6, and it takes about 2 minutes to put that 660 of them in that box. And
wow.
And that, that was the old days. I mean, now the B-52s can come by and they're dropping smart bombs. So they release a bunch of bombs and those things take off in different directions and fly to their own targets. So it's really cool what they can do now. In fact, they just did that here, a week ago or whatever it was. They had some B-52s involved in that raid in Syria.
Incredible. If you enjoyed that clip, watch the full episode here or another clip here.